Welcome to Section 3. In this section, we'll cover ages and stages of positive youth development and competition. One of the best parts of the 4-H program is that it allows youth ages 5 to 18 to participate in the program together, making 4-H a true family event and giving our older members a chance to practice their leadership skills. As a volunteer, you may find one of the most challenging parts of the 4-H program is that youth ages 5 to 18 participate in the program together. The next series of slides will look at the ages and stages of youth development and growth. Not all youth of the same age grow and develop at the same rate or speed, similar to a plant. However, the sequence of development is the same for all youth. You can't run before you walk, no matter how old you are. Age ranges help us focus on unique physical, cognitive, social, and emotional developments of youth in a similar age grouping. The ranges help us plan and provide experiences that are appropriate for different ages. Think about it. We don't communicate with a 7-year-old in the same way as a 13-year-old. Our 16-year-olds have different social needs than our 10-year-olds. 5-year-olds don't have the physical, cognitive, social, or emotional ability to compete in a livestock contest, but most 14-year-olds do. Knowing these developmental differences will help you better be prepared to work with youth in 4-H. Let's take a look at more specific age groupings. First up is our young child, ages 5 to 7, also in our program known as our Clover Buds. Remember that with all of our age ranges, we're talking in general terms. At this age, children are concrete thinkers, which means they're very literal. You'll want to give them instructions that are simple and clear. Break tasks down into more manageable steps. For example, if you're going to make a fruit salad, you don't want to tell them all the steps of making the fruit salad. You want to start with asking them to walk to the bathroom, wash their hands with soap and water, use a paper towel to dry them off, and then come back. Then give them the additional steps they'll need for the next part of the fruit salad and continue until your fruit salad is complete. This age, they're not yet able to set goals and carry out projects over a long period of time. This is why Clover Buds don't do 4-H project work. Rules help this group to understand new environments and expectations. Alertness to rules doesn't mean they will follow them, but they will quickly notice when others don't. That's why you'll find that tattling is prevalent at this age. In groups, you'll need to identify the rules and work to consistently enforce them. Children at this age are also more interested in the process of making something rather than the end product. They may enjoy making a peanut butter jelly sandwich and may choose not to eat it. They want to spread the peanut butter with a knife, experience the texture of the peanut butter and bread, and want to put the sandwich together. Active and hands-on experiences for this age group are very important. They need to be doing, whether it's making a snack, planting a seed, or playing games. Long periods of sitting and listening should not be part of a Clover Bud experience. Children at this age are not ready cognitively, socially, or emotionally for competition. The maturity of dealing in a positive manner with winning and losing has not yet developed. Children can't separate who they are as a person from the results of their winning or losing. In their concrete thinking mind, if they win, they're a winner. They lose, they're a loser, which can definitely damage their self-worth if they're put in competitive situations. This is the reason Clover Buds are not allowed to compete. Cooperation and learning to get along at this age should be encouraged. Children are still learning how to control their bodies in group settings at this age. Volunteers can help them by providing hands-on experiences that keep them busy and establishing clear expectations for behavior that are child-friendly and engaging. Think about some phrases you might want to use when working with young people in this age group. You might want to say ... not a lot to limit the use of glue during an arts and crafts activity. If you're trying to gain their attention, you may want to say 1, 2, 3, eyes on me, and have them repeat 1, 2, eyes on you. You may want to have them shake out the wiggles before they sit down to listen or to focus. This may help them to better stay engaged in an activity. Similar strategies may also work with older youth as well. Let's move to our next age group, our middle child. These are our 8 to 10-year-olds or our brand new 4-H members. At this age, your 4-H'er can begin to set goals and carry out projects over a longer period of time. They also have increased language abilities to express their thoughts and feelings. Arguments and conflicts will now probably be much likely more verbal than physical. Their eagerness to learn new skills and try new things makes project work at this age a great way to satisfy their needs. Once rules are generally understood, the next step in development is to begin to question them. Enter our 8 to 10-year-olds. They are terrific loophole detectors, so beware. You could use the older youth in your club or project meetings to help younger youth understand and follow rules. Youth at this age have a heightened need to form friendships and be part of a group. Forming and keeping friends, as you know, requires very complex skills such as the ability to listen, support, communicate, and get along. At this age range, there's still a lot of help needed to develop these skills. You need to remember as a volunteer that the social part of the 4-H program is just as important as project work, community service, citizenship, and character. You might want to encourage older youth in your 4-H club to mentor or friend younger ones. Youth at this age are generally cooperative and they want to please you as an adult. They're also easily motivated and eager to try new things. At this age, they prefer to be with kids of their same sex. Keep this in mind when you're planning activities. At the same time, they also really admire and want to imitate older boys and girls. So this might be a good time to have older, same-sex club members help with projects and activities. Our next group is our early adolescents, youth ages 11 to 13. At this age, youth are moving towards more abstract thinking. They have better problem-solving abilities. They can imagine multiple possibilities and take one or more of them and move on and have lots of responsibility. 4-H volunteers provide them with opportunities for input, leadership, and planning when it comes to 4-H activities. Sometimes with increased cognitive communication skills also comes the ability to argue more, and you'll see this mainly happens with their parents. Rules for this age group change compared to our younger youth. Our 5 to 7-year-olds are rule-bound, our 8 to 10-year-olds are questioning rules, and our 11 to 13-year-olds are beginning to test and break rules. Fitting in for this group is very important. The right clothes, music, and stuff is a big focus. Friendships and cliques are formed based on similar interests and values. Youth who don't have friends in positive groups are at risk for developing negative and antisocial behaviors. 4-H works to provide youth with supportive and positive social experiences. You as a 4-H volunteer are key in helping shape the positive environment of acceptance and appreciation. Remember that 11 to 13-year-olds are generally very self-conscious and may have difficulty in activities involving the opposite gender or older members. They also may feel that they're too cool to be part of experience involving younger members, so you'll want to be sensitive to those needs. The feeling of invincibility emerges at this age. They feel they will not experience consequences for risk-taking behavior. They might think if I sneak out of the house at night and hang with my friends in the park, I won't get harmed, even though others before me have been harmed, because it won't happen to me. For this age, the world is their stage, and they're very self-conscious of it. Everybody notices everything about them, the way they dress, their body type, how their hair looks, or whether or not they have a blemish on their face. Adolescents aren't making up these feelings. They're very real to them. 4-H volunteers can help them by being sensitive and encouraging. The 4-H program can also help meet risk-taking needs of some youth by offering more positive alternatives. 4-H experiences like club officers, teen conference, camps, junior opportunities for leadership, and other fun educational and social events can help satisfy the need to try new things. Sometimes you'll find that young adolescents come to us with an attitude. Eye-rolling, crossed arms, and negative comments are ways they might show that attitude. Although it is disrespectful, it's also normal behavior. A way to deal with this is to establish what is acceptable behavior and have a sense of humor. Humor on the part of an adult can diffuse attitude and better engage youth. For example, when they might be asked to try something different like hummus, which is a Mediterranean dip or spread, at a food tasting activity, a youth may yell out, "Sick, it looks like cat puke." The 4-H volunteer may laugh and say, "Yes, it does," and then take a big bite. "You should try this cat puke, it's delicious." The youth gave it a try. Remember that the self-conscious 11 to 13-year-old often feels it's important not to carry humor too far. It's always important to laugh with them rather than at them. Our last age range is our 14 to 18-year-olds or adolescents. This age range experiences an increase in abstract thinking. They're good problem solvers. They have the more ability to think in shades of gray rather than right, wrong, in, out, black, white, night or day, for example. Many have thoughts and opinions about politics, government, social issues, and more. Leadership here is seen as a skill to be mastered. Young people look for different opportunities to practice leadership. In a 4-H setting, old youth can be given opportunities to plan and carry out activities for and with youth that are younger than them. Friendships at this age are both group and individually needed. Being a part of a group is still super important, but individual identity is becoming essential too. They're focused on who they are and how they connect or fit in society. Through interactions with caring 4-H leaders, youth have opportunities to learn about themselves and the world around them. Relationships with adults are more alike than different. Later adolescents have been thought of as a time to storm and stress. However, most adolescents and their parents agree upon core values such as education and religion. If and when conflict arises, it's usually about things like clothing, curfew, or music. 4-H volunteers can play a valuable role in the lives of adolescents by being a mentor or go-to person for future feedback and encouragement. Youth at this age need opportunities for self-exploration or to try new things and learn about themselves. It's important for 4-H leaders to promote new experiences, trips, career exploration, and more. By the way, it's often thought that adolescents in this time of storm and stress with parents, so you have the opportunity to help them think on a different level. They're also future-oriented. Am I going to go to college, workforce, military? What kind of relationships do I want outside of my family? What would the world be like as I get older? These kind of questions are often in the minds of youth. Adolescents are sometimes viewed as self-focused and selfish. Given the huge life decisions looming ahead of them, it's no wonder they're focused on themselves and making decisions that will affect the rest of their life. 4-H volunteers are caring adults that can help youth explore these areas while also encouraging concern for others. Some youth are overwhelmed with these decisions and withdraw, which might lead to depression or risky behavior. What happens every year? Somebody's in the ring, they're upset because they didn't win first place. Is winning just about being first? There are 2 ways that we can approach competition in the 4-H world: ends-focused and mastery-focused. The ends-focused approach to competition places more value on winning than performing the task well. With the ends focus, there's an element of social comparison, comparing a member or club performance against that of another member or another club. For example, if your club goal was to beat the other club in the County 4-H float contest, that would be an example of an ends-focused approach. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win. One problem with ends focus is that it's impossible to achieve a goal without doing your best. Another major problem is that members of the project group or the member itself doesn't have control over their success or failure because no one can control the performance of your opposition. Mastery-focused approach is where success is measured by growth, not the final score ribbon. Our 4-H goal is skill development and giving 100%. Mastery-focused, sometimes referred to as task-oriented, emphasizes learning to perform skills. Unlike the ends-focused approach where there's an element of social competition, mastery outcomes are self-referenced. That means members compare their current performance to their own previous performance, with self-improvement being the goal. One of the nice things about focusing on mastery is that the member themselves is responsible for the success or failure to achieve these goals. One of the buzz phrases we use to describe this is, it's better to have blue ribbon kids than blue ribbon projects. Another we use is that in horsemanship would be, when you ride, the ribbons will come. The 4-H mastery strategy encourages youth and parents to focus primarily on learning to perform skills and secondarily on winning as the desired outcome. As you work with youth in 4-H, consider changing some of your typical ends-focused questions about competition to mastery-focused. This will help youth to understand that setting goals and working hard to achieve them is more important than the ribbon given by a judge at the county fair. You may say something like, did you meet your goal, instead of saying, did you win? You might say something about, tell me more about what you learned, instead of what was the score. You might say, what's one thing you'll always remember about this event, instead of saying, what place did you get? Or you might just ask them if it was fun, instead of saying, what ribbon did you get? Thank you very much for watching Module 3. Please be sure to take the quiz at the end of this module to show that you completed it.